Okay, so on Monday and Tuesday we talked about order of operation and PIMDAS. Today we're going to talk about order of operation and PIMDAS, but we're going to add a step to it. And what I mean by add a step to it is I mean our problems are now going to have exponents in them. So when we go through PIMDAS, we are going to have to be very careful and mindful of as we go through the steps, when we check them off, we've made sure that in our problems that we're solving that it's not there. So remember, you have your X for your multiplication table. You can click on it. It'll take you to your reference notebook. See, it's linked. You'll click it. It'll take you to your folder. I'm sorry, your multiplication table. You have your checks here to drag over to keep you in track. And then you have your scrap section over here where you can do your work if needed. You can drag the numbers. So let's begin. So our problem is 2 to the 6 times 13. Let me start all over. 2 to the 6 plus 13 times 2 minus 16. So looking at 2 to the 6, that means we're doing 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That means we have 6 2's we have to multiply. So we're going to sit and write that out. 2 times 2 times 2. And I'm probably going to go into my problem over here. Times 2 times 2 times 2. Right? So we have our 6 2's. So then we have to group them. So you can do yours, underline them, or draw the circle so you pair them up. You're going to pair the ones that have same number. So that would be 2 times 2. And then I have another set of 2 times 2. It's just easier for you guys to see the circles on my screen. And then I have another 2 times 2. So that's 2 times 2 times 2. 2 sets of 2 times 2. So we know that 2 times 2 is 4. So that's 4 times 4 times 4. Okay? And I know that 4 times 4 is 16. So I'm going to put 16 below, breaking it down. Remember, we got to keep going until we only have one number. 16 times 4. Now that we have 16 times 4 down, we are going to then multiply 16 times 4. And when we multiply them, we get 64. So I have 64. So I'm going to double click in my dotted box and I'm going to type 64. So now I look and I said I didn't have parentheses. This is my new problem right here. So I had solved the exponents. So that can get a check. Now that I don't have exponents, I'm moving on to multiplication and division. I have an addition sign, a multiplication sign, and subtraction sign. So I know that I'm multiplying. So I have to do 13 times 2. So if I did 13, I'll do it up here, times 2. I'll draw my line. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. I need another 2. So you get 26. So in the box for 13 times 2, I'm going to put a 26. Now what do you think I'm going to put in this box? Because I have to bring everything down that I didn't touch. So I technically did not touch a number up in this row. And if you're thinking 64, right on. So I bring down that 64 again. So now I look at my signs, because this is my new problem, 64 plus 26 minus 16, and I'm looking here. I see a plus sign and a minus sign. So I don't have any more multiplication and division, so I can put my check over it. Now I have to sit here and do addition and subtraction. Now I see an addition, I see a subtraction. Addition comes first, but they also are technically next to each other because they are sitting with only one number in between each other. So when I say next to, that means they only have one number that separates the two operations. So I'm going to do 64 plus 26. So 64 plus 26 is 90. And then 90 minus 16 you would do, and you would get, and double click in your box, and you would have gotten 74. Okay? So we did this in our lesson, so if you missed it, please make sure you come to the lesson again, or if you're re-listening to this, hopefully this brings back and sparks some remembrance of what we talked about in class today. Okay, if you have any questions, please contact me.